Well, how do you do, fellow bots?
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Transformers 1 Starscream. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging right up front here. We got Screamer looking all screamy. There's Alt Mode, Transformers 1 Starscream. On this side, we just have the rest of the picture. He is a Deluxe Class On this side, we got Screamer again. Transformers 1. On the top, Transformers 1 Starscream. On the bottom, Worst Thing Stuff. On the back of the box, we have your obligatory product shots. And you have your very brief bio if you want to read it in multiple languages. Hooray for languages. Look at that sexy bot. That's basically it for the packaging. And moving right along here, we have Starscream. And this is Starscream as he appeared in Transformers 1. And here he is in his robot mode. He is packed in robot mode. And a pretty good bot here. It does have issues, but we'll get to that as we continue on. But first, let's get in close so we can take a look at that cockpit. And that noggin, there it is. And pretty good looking head sculpt there. Nice silver for the face. That red there in the eyes. It's a very screamy head sculpt there. A young Screamer. He was just a little holler, you know. But the paint scheme is still very screamy with the red and the blue. Got the cockpit there done in kind of like a gold-ish. And some blue going down the shins. We got a little bit of gunmetal gray there in the forearms. A little gunmetal gray there on the feet. Toesies. Heelys. Got some big heels, so he's pretty stable. And moving up the back. You just gotta see the jet parts there. The wings kind of hanging out back there. Oh no. Not too bad. Now, articulation-wise, what have we got? You shall be made aware. So the head is on a ball joint, so you got your wiggly waggly. He can look up a little bit if you untap his neck. He can look all the way up to a squirrel. He can look down a good bit. Head can do a full 360. Arms can do a full 360. Just get around the wings there. But they can move in and out. You can move that shoulder pad also if you need to. You have rotation right above the elbow. You have over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. Nothing at the wrists. Nothing at the waist. Just the way he's kind of put together and the way he transforms. That waist is not movable. As far as legs, they can move forward that far. You can do the big boot. Back about that far. Outward. Almost a full splits. You got thigh rotation. You have nice deep knee bend. If you open up this panel, you can get total knee bend here. If you open that up, you pretty much get them all the way up. Of course, they'll be kind of sticking out, but, you know, I'm just saying. Just saying. As far as the feet, they cannot move up. The toes can move down. No rotation and no ankle tilted, so the feet don't really do much of anything other than that toe coming down, which is probably going to make a lot of people mad. But that is all you got there. Now, as far as accessories go, we get his null rays here. Just cast in a dark gray. Just little baby null rays. You get two of those. We also get this section here. This ends up being part of the alt mode, but it also has a barrel here, so it can be used as a weapon as well. I'll show that off in a little bit. And we get one more weapon. We get this little blaster right here, done in blue, with the barrels done in a gunmetal gray. And that is everything you get with Starscream. Now, as far as the null rays go, they just plug into these ports here on the shoulders, like so, and you can pew pew bang bang, pew pew bang bang, and all of that good stuff. Now, as far as these go, there's a couple things we can do here. So we can plug this into his hand this way, so we can hold that as a handheld weapon. And you can hold this in the other hand, although this is a little bit tighter, but there you go, you can hold that as well, so you can have that going on. If you don't want to do that, you can tab this into this section and have that going on, and he can hold that weapon. Again, thing you can do if you want to do it. If you don't want to do any of that, you can just take it and plug it right here behind his back for storage. Hooray for storage. So there you have that, and now for comparison. Here he is with the other Studio Series Transformers 1 figures that we've gotten so far, so you can see how the group looks all together. Very much looking forward to RC, very much looking forward to Arachnid. That figure looks amazing. But yeah, here's what we have so far, and yeah, they look good together, so there you go. So that is basically it for the robot mode, and I think it looks good. I know people are going to complain about the lack of articulation in places, no waist, no wrist, no ankles. I mean, yeah, it is what it is, but you know, he looks good. Unfortunately, just not as posable as one would like, but again, it is what it is. But let's get down to transformation, shall we? Let's. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these wings here. We're just going to untab them. They just tab into the a slot right in there. So just untab them and then rotate them 180. So just swing that back, bring it out, rotate that 180. You want to take these red sections here, just untab them from the central section, then take the central section and open that up. And now you want to take the head, just pull up, and that will untab his neck, free that up. Now you want to take the chest piece here and just rock that up, make sure that stays open. You want to take this section of the nose cone, you want to flip this out, and there is a tab that will go into a slot right in there, and just pull that up and will swoop itself into place like that. Now you want to take this whole nose cone section and rock it down. It moves independently of that. And you want to take the cockpit, and it's on double hinge. Just take this and extend it out. So it's sitting right there. Then you can bring all of this back up, swoop that into place, and take the very tip of the nose section here, bring that up like that. And then you want to take this whole assembly, you want to bring this up. Starscream's head will just go into this little nook right there, and then you have tab slot connections on either side right there for the cockpit. So just line it up, tab that in, and once you have that done, you can take this section and close that up, and you got that all done. Now for the legular region, you want to take these blue panels here, open these up, take the legs, you can tab them together, and now we're going to just fold the legs in on themselves. Now what's going to happen is you have these tabs right here that are going to go into these slots right in here. So you want to make sure that these hips are straight, so they will drop into place. Make sure the arms are out of the way. Bring that down, and they should just drop right into place, looking like that. And then his knees, I don't know how well you'll see it, but there are tabs that go up into slots in here. So that's sitting flush like that. Once that's done, you want to take these thrusters, and they will sit on these tabs right back here. Just bring that up, and tab that in. Bring that up, tab that in. Once that's done, you have these blue panels that are going to come up, and just tab into the sides. Like that, and then you just take the feet and flip them up, and you have that section all done. Now for the arms, the forearms have these two tabs that are going to go into these notches right here on either side of this hinge. So just take that and just drop it down. Take that and just drop it down so it's looking like that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just untab the shoulder padded tabs in right there. So just bring that out. You want to take this outer section of the shoulder pad and rotate it out. Just bring it up a little bit for now. Untab, rotate that out, and bring that up. And we're going to do our weapon storage right now. So the null rays, we just plug in right here. I take them off during transformation just to have one less thing, or two less things rather, in the way. And once you have done that, you're going to take this gun right here, and it's going to sit in this notch right here. If you can see, it's going to sit right there like that. It's going to go into that notch right there. And now we can take the two halves and close them up, and they will interlock. Get that lined up. And there we go. And there you have all your weapon storage. And the last thing to do is to get the wings situated. Now, one thing to note, you can see there's a little clip right here. This little L clip is supposed to go underneath this gray section. So just push this down until it snaps into place. There we go. You hear that click. Then you got a tab select connection right here. Just line that up, bring that down, and you want to unfold the wing. You're going to take this red section here, and you're going to rotate it up, and this tab right here on this red section is going to end up in this slot right there. So you just take it, shift it back on that hinge, and it'll basically just drop itself into place right there. And second verse, just like the first. So again, make sure you push this section down so this is seated. There you go. You felt that click into place. Make sure that tabs itself in. Oops, that came undone. How dare you? Disrespectful Starscream. Disrespect. I mean, that is his thing. That's his thing that he does. Okay, you know what? We'll worry about you later. Again, that in there. Unfold the wing. Again, make sure all that stays tabbed in. Take this, rock this back, and again, that'll just tab itself into place right there. Let me get this back in. And we got that back in, and there we go. There we have Starscream in his alt mode. You had a good spin out of him, too. But there he is in his alt mode, and a cool-looking Cybertronian jet there. I do quite like it. I think the alt mode looks quite good. I feel like it's kind of like Tetrajet / Bumblebee movie design kind of going on there. Maybe a little War for Cybertron also. I don't know, but it looks good. I personally dig it, but let's get in close so we can take a look at the details. Now the cockpit section we saw in the robot mode, but still worth looking at again. You can see how all those weapons store underneath. Got some more of that gunmetal gray going across the top. Got some going down the wings. Nice blue on those wings there as well. On the back, you got the thrusters there. Yeah, that's clearly his toes. His hands are just hanging out the back. That's not very elegant, but oh well. It is what it is. Get that tab back in. But yeah, the back not as good looking as the front. From this angle looks awesome. You look at the back here, it's like, but this looks really good. But hey, he slides as flying things slide. Hooray for sliding flying things. And since he is the only other jet former here he is with Sentinel Prime. So you can see how that works out. So, and there you go. Now, a couple other things to note. If you open up the cockpit, he does kind of have like a little cockpit area in there. Why do Cybertronian vehicles need cockpits? Minicons, man! Minicons! You ever heard of minicons? They gotta travel too, you know. Jeez. But anyway. But another thing you can do is if you don't want the wings angled down like this, you can bring them up. You can just undo the clip. You can see there's a tab here that'll go into the slot right there on the sides. You can undo those clips and just bring the wings up, and you can have them straight out. So, hey, things you can do if you want to do it. Options, they're good. So there you have Starscream. And, he's not a bad figure. Again, I know people will complain about the lack of articulation in places. The only thing that I feel is kind of a downer is just the no ankle tilt, because even though you can still get him in some good poses, despite the fact that he doesn't have it, it's, you're not going to have him flat-footed. So you really have to think about how you have him pose and how the feet are going to end up looking when you have him in that pose. I'm used to Starscream figures not having a waist joint, so that's not a deal breaker for me. That's kind of it's kind of commonplace, really. And no wrist joints. That very well may be a deal breaker for some, and again, to each their own. You feel how you feel. You like what you like. You don't what you don't, and that's okay. For me, they're not deal breakers, but still would be nice to have. But overall, he's not a great figure. He's not a bad figure. He's just kind of there in the middle for me. I love the alt mode, though. I think the alt mode looks great. The back of it, not so much, but the rest of it looks fantastic as far as I'm concerned. But like I said, not a great figure, not a bad figure. He's just kind of right there in the middle for me. But there you go. Now I picked this up from BigBadToyStore.com. I'll put a link to their site in the description down below so you can check that out. You can also check out the Studio Series playlist for any reviews you may have missed. Also linked in the description down below so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love, Peace, Paranormal. Follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Transformers 1 Starscream. And this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud. Palm in your face. Now, if you'll excuse me, Lord Megatron. Oh, that has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Lord Megatron? Now, listen, I know we seem to get off on the wrong foot, but I could be an invaluable member to your cause. Is that so? Oh, yes, definitely. You know what? You're hired. You seem like you'll be a loyal soldier. Oh, yes, I'm as loyal as they come. Betrayal? That word never even crosses my mind. Now, that purple one-eyed bot, now he'll stab you in the back.